He was an inspiration for a generation of satirical illustrators, known equally for his satire and his drawings. He was published in several magazines and newspapers, including Life and the Saturday Evening Post, giving him national recognition, but he called Bethel his home. In this week's Hidden History, photojournalist Mike Townsend takes us to the Bethel Historical Society for the story of Art Young.
Born in Stevenson, Illinois, grew up in Monroe, Wisconsin, and got interested in cartoons because his parents had a book of Gustave Doré sitting around, and that really is what moved him. In fact, we have his Gustave Doré book here in the collection. And you can see in some of his illustrations, you can see a real inspiration there. Decided he wanted to draw, started doing caricatures of the townsfolk. The postmaster got wind of it and said, "Do you want to hang some of your caricatures in the post office?" And he did, sort of had his first impromptu gallery show, and it just encouraged him from there. He goes to Paris to study, and he goes to Chicago, meets one of his idols, Thomas Nast, who's working for the Chicago newspapers, winds up working for the Interocean during the 1893 World's Fair. They had the first color press, and he has all of these illustrations that he would draw, and they would color them, and that's how he became really well known. He was, you could call him a political cartoonist, although that didn't really start until the 1900s. Before then, it was more just a caricature style. But when he came to New York in the early 1900s, he was writing for the Masses, Life, Puck. He's in New York City, tired of the bustle, winds up here in Bethel. He's got a wife, couple of kids, they want a nice place to live, and they come up here and they find a piece of property on Chestnut Ridge that really reminds him of home. The majority of his work was done here. From 1910 to about 1918, I would estimate he probably illustrated 3,000 pieces. I mean, he was being published in Life, Puck, Judge, the Masses, Metropolitan, all of that at the same time. And then later on, he starts doing things for the Saturday Evening Post. Not political, but more Americana, more folksy. He did a book called Trees at Night, which in some way is almost one of the first graphic novels. I would say he was ahead of his time. He loved Bethel, and Bethel loved him.
The Art Young exhibit runs from March 28th until April 26th at the Bethel Historical Society. For much more information, head to foxct.com.